Welcome to the Physical Education Mandates and Standards podcast. This is Chapter 2 in our textbook. Our objectives for this podcast are to overview the federal, national, and state physical education mandates and or frameworks. This is again just an overview of the material covered in Chapter 2 of our textbook. We'll start federal and work our way down. As many of you know, in 2001, the No Child Left Behind was established. And one of the purposes of No Child Left Behind is to hold teachers, administrators, and districts accountable for student learning. We can have a big argument if No Child Left Behind has been good or bad for education. I have my opinions, which I will keep to myself at this point. Physical educators are also held to a higher standard because No Child Left Behind. Not just other academic areas are held to a standard. All areas of school, which includes physical education, are held to a higher standard, and the students must meet particular standards. So the whole point of me bringing up No Child Left Behind is that we must use standards to develop our curriculum, or as this is also known as standard-based education or achievement-based education. There's a lot of different ways to name this. And so what standards should we use as physical educators? Well, the nice thing is in physical education and other disciplines within physical education, we do have national standards that we can use to develop our curriculum. The National Association for Sport and Physical Education, also known as NASPE, has developed content standards for the K through 12 physical education programs. So the NASPE content standards provides us a guideline to help us develop curriculum at each grade level. We have 6 different content areas, which you can read in the textbook yourself. Yeah. In addition, the NASPE standards are for coaches also. In 2006, the National Content Standards were developed for coaches. We should use, if you're a coach and you're starting a new job, developing a new athletic program or team, or you even been in coaching a team for a while, you should really base what you're doing coaching-wise based on the NASPE standards. Really, again, I want to really emphasize that your curriculum development program should be based on the NASPE standards. It just makes sense. That's our standards that we're supposed to be, that our students are supposed to be meeting at the end of their academic program or their athletic career. Well, the NASPE standards are really for the coach, what the coach should be doing. Many states may have physical education standards for learning. I just wanted to let those who are teaching in California know, you may already know this, that California has developed a process of developing a physical education framework for California public schools. It really follows the physical education model content standards for California public schools. The model is what we should be doing, and the framework is describing how we should be going about doing the go ahead and go on the next slide. The California physical education model is what tells us what should California students know and be able to do in physical education. It provides us that information, the model does. And there are 5 overarching content standards, that's what CS stands for, content standards for elementary and middle schools. And there are 3 overarching content standards for high school, and they're broken down in and they have a lot of detail. Now, if the state that you're at does not have a physical education model or framework, I would suggest that you go ahead and use the California physical education model and framework in developing your model, your curriculum development project. They've already done a lot of work in this, and they have a lot of good information for you. The district level standards, each district should follow state, national, federal mandates. Now, I don't know what your particular district does. That's, again, maybe a possible answer for a question that you can answer on the learning activity to see if your district actually follows the NASPE standards. Some of you, when you're developing your curriculum development project, will need to go to your district to find out what you're supposed to teach as physical education teachers at your grade level. The so what for this brief lecture is the big thing is that the NASPE or state framework and or model should focus your curriculum development project. Since we already have national standards on what should be taught in physical education courses, you should go ahead and use the NASPE or state framework to develop your curriculum project.